Hello everybody, what's going on? Grant Vogel here. As usual, this is my third or fourth attempt to commentate this video because my mic gain was ridiculously loud and I didn't realize it. So after the fact, when I went to listen to my commentary, my voice was, it would have shattered and destroyed your ears. You would have been bleeding from your ears. Let's just leave it at that. It was awful. The sound quality was awful. So here I am redoing it. Oh, man, my throat is tired. Anyway, I'll try to be, entertaining, and I'll try to just provide you with some useful information in this commentary, I guess. So basically, yeah, this is the map Wharf from the new Grounded DLC. I think I said in a previous video this was my favorite map. I don't know that it's still my favorite, but it definitely is one of the easier maps to sort of wrap your mind around as far as the layout goes, because you look at a map like Water Tower, and it's like a mess. Like, it's just, objects and walkways and all sorts of shit just scattered everywhere. It's really hard to get, like, a mental image of what that map is like and to get used to it until you've played it like 10 times. But Wharf, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. It's like, there's the left side of the map, the right side, the middle, and, front and back, kind of. It's sort of standard map setup. So the class I'm using here, I've got the Enforcer, the Spectre, Crafter 3, I believe, and I think Sharp Ears 3, I believe. I'm not positive, but I think. We'll find out soon enough when I look through, when I go into listen mode. But the thinking with this class setup, I'm not really utilizing anything from the DLC other than the Enforcer and the Spectre, but the thinking in designing this class was that the Spectre is an interesting weapon because, it's a silent submachine gun. It's almost out of place in the Last of Us universe when you think about it. Like, there's no other guns in the game like the Spectre. There haven't been, anyway, until the DLC. There wasn't even an automatic weapon in the game until the DLC came around, and now there's two. But to have, like, a fully automatic, really rapid-fire gun that's silenced, that's bizarre. That's really weird. Because even the full auto rifle shoots, really freaking slow. Like, you can shoot a semi-auto faster than the full auto rifle shoots itself, if that makes any sense. I'm sorry if I'm jumbling my words. I think that made sense. Anyway, my point is, it's a weird weapon, and it's not particularly effective, to be honest, at least from what I've experienced. I mean, it can be, for sure. You get in the right situation, you get the drop on the enemy, it can be a guaranteed silent kill for you, where you don't reveal your position particularly, unless their teammates realize you just killed one of their, people, and then they go looking for you. But, you're not going to show up on the map, you're not going to make a whole lot of noise, whatever. So in that way, it can be very effective. But it takes, like, 6 or 7 bullets from my experience. I haven't done any exact tests yet, but I do believe it takes 6 or 7 shots to actually down somebody with this thing, unless you're getting headshots, in which case maybe it takes like 3 or 4. And if they have armor, forget it. It takes an entire clip practically to take somebody down. So in terms of firepower, it's really not a particularly effective weapon. But so anyway, my thinking in designing this class was I'm going to use Crafter 3 to just craft a bunch of shit and give a bunch of gifts to my teammates and get tons of points. And that way, I'll be able to make up for the lack of firepower by just purchasing a crap ton of ammo for it. And then, I won't have to worry about how much damage I'm doing because the thing shoots so fast and I'll have so much ammo that I can just, tear through everybody. So that was my thinking. And it actually worked out pretty well for this class. And maybe it's because, I had a good team. I don't know, because I've been having trouble getting matches, quite honestly, to commentate. This is the first one I've gotten, like, in 3 days of playing that's really actually been good. Good enough to commentate anyway. So I don't know how well it worked. Maybe it's the fact too that I was only using the Enforcer, and so I was able to sort of concentrate all my parts into upgrading that, purchasing ammo for both of those guns, and just, managing my parts more wisely across 2 guns as opposed to, trying to manage it across 3 guns, with a slot 2 weapon or whatever. So anyway, as far as the Enforcer goes, last time I was still a little skeptical about it. I didn't know how to feel about it because I hadn't used it enough. I wasn't sure if, it was really worth spending one part, or rather one loadout point on. And as of right now, I do think it is. I think it's because it's right in between the revolver and the 9mm, because it takes only 4 shots to kill somebody, and because it's so accurate and all that stuff. I don't know. I just think it's a well-rounded weapon, so I do think it's worth the 1 loadout point. And overall, it's a good gun. I mean, it's probably the least interesting of all the new weapons that the DLC has brought in, just because it's, you know, it's just a regular kind of pistol, but it's effective. I like it. I think I recommend it so far. I'll go into more depth on that, obviously, in my weapon review when I do that. And on that matter, hopefully they won't take too long to make, but I do plan to do them a lot more in-depth than I did my previous weapon reviews, because I feel like these weapons are so interesting. They sort of deserve more depth. You know, I feel like I should go into all the scenarios in which I find a weapon is useful and not useful, the maps that they're useful on, and the class setups that they're useful for. You know, because I found like with the Spectre, like that gun is really not recommendable unless you're already using a stealthy-ish class. And you might not consider the class I'm using right now to be particularly stealthy. I don't have Covert Training 2 on. I'm not trying to shiv people really or anything. I don't have that. I always forget what that booster's called. That gives you extra points for shivving people. But I don't have that on. I don't have Bomb Expert 3 on. Whatever. You know, I'm just kind of going for straightforward shooting and killing people. But I'm going about it in sort of a recon way. I'm crouching, I'm sneaking around the map. I'm still trying to be as stealthy as I can without maybe being able to be called a stealth class. And that's why I think the Spectre worked well in this particular match. But yeah, anyway, I mean, I feel like with the Spectre, it's only useful for very particular situations. And in the last weapon reviews I did, I feel like a few weapons didn't get quite the fair treatment because I hadn't fully explored what classes and what situations they might have been useful for. And admittedly, I was wrong about, certainly, I think, the military sniper rifle. I have seen so many people rock the shit out of that weapon. And I don't think I was wrong about the flamethrower. The thing with the flamethrower was that I didn't recommend it initially because it sucked initially, and then they patched it and made it more powerful, I guess. They did something to it. It got a lot more effective. But yeah, I just want to make sure I don't give any of the weapons an unfair treatment. And I want to make sure, obviously, that I give you guys as much information as possible and all that stuff. So, yeah, so we're coming up to the match here. Finally, I died. Only 1 death in the entire match. Comes up right at the very end. And as far as videos you can expect in the next weeks and months, since I am out of school finally, I am actually I don't know why I said actually twice there. I'm working on a Last of Us montage, potentially. We'll see. I'm collecting some cool clips from finally getting back into this game with the DLC. And if I can get enough, maybe I'll put together a little montage of multiplayer clips. We'll see. But other than that, just more commentaries. I'm going to try to do at least 1 on each DLC map, so you can expect 1 on Water Tower and 1 on Coal Mine in the coming days and weeks. And then I'm going to go into, I've got a Last Man Standing episode coming up, and I've got, of course, weapon reviews coming up. So that's all coming up. I'm going to go drink something very refreshing because my throat's like a desert now at this point from talking so much. So thank you for watching, guys. Let me know. Actually, no, there's nothing I want you to let me know. Just talk to me in the comments. Yeah, that's all I got for you. See ya.